One of the things we do is welcome people who haven't been here before. Is there anybody here who's never been to one of our meetings? Raise your hand. Welcome. Would one of you like to stand up and tell us why you're here? You don't have to. It's okay. All right, go ahead.
My name is Rusty. This is my husband Keith. We're here because of Linda May. I'm just sick of being angry all the time, and I don't.
Yes, we do know that all the time, angry feeling, don't we? I sure do. Okay, today is the first day of spring, so that's a happy thing. And it is also, I think we're in our third or fourth day of Ramadan, which our Muslim friends are celebrating. It's a special month. It started at sundown on the 22nd when there was a crescent moon. And Muslims observe this by doing good works, by contributing, by fasting, and also by eating a lot of food at sundown together. So because they fast from sunup to sundown, including no water. So very rigorous. Okay, Andy, where did you go? I had you here and you disappeared on me. Get back up here. Andy is going to lead our effort at the tables tonight.
Hi, everybody. Before I do that, I'd just like to ask out there who, if you live in the unincorporated areas.
Later, you have a slide for that.
Oh, never mind. I'm doing that later. Okay, let me just tell you about the boxes that are on your table. They have, if you look at the back of your agenda, you're going to see how young Kim voted on sensible gun legislation. They're pretty much all no's. And so keep that in mind, because we're going to be asking you to take postcards out of that box and to be writing to young Kim about how she's not working for us on gun legislation. She's not doing what the majority of people in the US want. And so we want you to be respectful. Even compliment her. She has done a few things. Remember the advocacy training that we just had a couple of, last meeting, I think it was. We need to be respectful and compliment her. She has done good things for Taiwan, and she has worked on human trafficking. So compliment her on those issues and then dive into guns. I also wanted to tell you about a website that I found that I think you might be interested in. It's called gunviolencearchive.org. And you can, no, it's .org. It's .org. Oh, did you put that there?
I did.
Okay, it's .org.
I found it on .com.
You did? Okay, it's either .com or .org. But it has all of the gun incidents that have happened over the years, and in particular, very recently, like yesterday. And it's verified. That data can change because sometimes the verification changes. But anyway, it's a good site to go to, and you click on the little menu in the left-hand corner, and you can get the data changed to maps and graphs and some by date, incident dates. It's really fascinating to see all this. All the gun violence that's happening around the United States. It's absolutely terrible. So write those cards. They are not being mailed, so you can use the whole card to send your message. Just be respectful, as I said before. Use the stickers, use the markers, and write as many as you want. And I will be collecting them and delivering them to her office. Use both sides if you want to. And you don't have to stick to gun legislation. You can also, if you're all about abortion, you can put that on the card too. Something about guns, but do include them. Thank you.
And when you're done, put the cards in the box. And
I just checked, either one goes to the same place.
right. So put the cards in the box, but we have this activity will end at 7 o'clock because we have a special guest who's going to speak then. The other thing you can do is sneak out of your chair and go back and check out all the wonderful merchandise that we have for sale. And check that out, because there's always fun stuff over there. Every car needs a bumper sticker that says, you know, vote for democracy. Hey, right. Gary? Gary, there are extra chairs on the.
And you can so, or whatever you want. You don't have to follow. I don't know, one thing. They go because what colors? So anyway, maybe there's.
And it's written at one of the tables. Keep writing. Dear Representative Kim, I used to perform at Cook's Corner on Wednesday spaghetti night until a disturbed man with a gun kills several people. Please vote for responsible gun laws so that that doesn't happen again. I miss playing there. Thank you, Steve Nelson, Mission Viejo. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah.
So if you are in the middle of a card, just keep on going, and their card, you can use the cards that are at the table all through the meeting if you want to. But now I want to call up our hate crusader, who's going to try and beat young Kim. As we part of a blue wave that takes over the House of Representatives again.
Oh, thank you, Louise. I appreciate that very much. Thanks. Thank you, everybody. And for Steve, my son was supposed to be at Cook's Corner that night as well for spaghetti night. His car, he's 20, his car didn't start. So we're grateful my son's a horrible mechanic. Otherwise, he would have been there that night. But we go there quite often and so forth. Thank you very much. I appreciate being here. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate the support in the primary. I'm Joe Kerr, running for Congress at CA 40 against Young Kim. As you know, Young Kim is against a lot of things. In this district, she's against a woman's right to choose, anti-choice, which is baffling to me. She's against any common sense gun reform laws, even the bipartisan universal background check, which is a very, very low bar. A lot of Republicans are behind that, and she is opposed to that. She's behind any type of climate issues, and she was opposed to all firefighter issues until recently at the State of the Union address. She had a bunch of firefighters show up with her and take pictures with her in the booth. So all of a sudden she's supporting firefighter issues now that she's running against the firefighter. But the issues that you hit on here tonight, because you're a very active club and you hit on all the issues, climate change and gun reform and enshrining women's reproductive rights, because if we lose rights for any group, we're gonna lose rights for every group. And if we lose the House and lose, God forbid, the White House, California is no longer a safe state. My son is IVF, so if young Kim had her way, I wouldn't be a father. And if you saw what went on in Alabama, that's gonna be going across the country. So basically, what I'm running for is to bring common sense back to the district. Wasn't really interested in Congress after talking to Mike Levin and his days and Linda Sanchez and her days and how not fun it was in the United States Congress until January 6th, and that kind of made up my mind and changed my mind. The district and how we win, and you hit it on the head, is a Biden plus 2 seats. So in 2020, Biden won this district by 2 points, even though it's a Republican by 3.6%. I'll get into the numbers a little bit. The no political party folks, the NPP folks, they generally lean blue, big blue, dark blue, D plus 40. So for every 10 votes that are NPP, every 10 voters that are no political party, they voted 7 for Biden and 3 for Trump. So that's huge, and that's how we win. And they outnumber the difference in Republican registration versus Democratic registration. So the NPPs are going to be where we go. How do we win? We're going to canvass and canvass hard. Katie Porter hit it on the head. She says, you want to win, you got to walk, you got to knock, and that's how you win. TV's fine, mailers are fine, digital media is fine, but you have to walk and knock. And to that end, my campaign consultant, Celeste Wilson in the back, hi Celeste, thank you for being here. She led a canvassing team of 100 that knocked on 115,000 doors.
Oh, my God.
Now that was high pro Dems. There were high propensity Democrats generally vote in a primary. Now we're going to triple that in the general. We're going to knock on almost 500,000 doors in the general. And that's going to take quite the logistics. We're not just going to vote, or not just going to knock on the doors of Democrats and high pro Democrats. We're going to knock on the doors of all the NPP voters because we need them. We need them to show up. We need them to turn out. We need them to vote. And we're going to knock on the doors of Republicans, crossover Republicans, anti-Trump Republicans, and people who don't like young Kim. This district, and I'll tell you why, out of all the districts in the state that has a Republican incumbent, Trump got the least support in CA 40, the least support in CA 40. I'll tell you something else. Young Kim, out of all the districts in California that can be flipped and have a Republican incumbent, young Kim underperformed all of them, underperformed every other Republican incumbent in the state of California. And people are getting the point. She's MAGA when she's in DC, and she pretends to be a moderate when she's here in Orange County. And people are finally understanding that. I'm pretending I can see all this stuff here without my glasses on, so bear with me. On reproductive rights in the 2020 election, when we had enshrining reproductive rights on the ballot, reproductive rights won by all voters by 9 points in this district. And that's going to be a huge issue. And that's why we're going to be meeting up with a lot of the Planned Parenthood folks and making sure that our issues are their issues, their issues are our issues. And again, it's a super important issue, especially like, things like IVF go away, everything goes away. The CA 40 is the fastest trending Democratic district in the state of California, turning more and more red to blue every day. And we found that the vast majority, 80% of the independents in CA 40 that are active voters model as being pro-choice. And that's, again, something we're going to fall into. And then on our campaign, for me specifically, the vast majority of Republicans, 42%, I should say, of Republicans support our public safety message and the fact that I have a public safety background. And 28% of Republicans said that they will vote or they're open to voting for a Democrat like Joe Kerr, retired firefighter, according to our poll. So 28% of Republicans said they can vote for a Democrat that was former public safety and so forth. So that's how we're gonna win in this district in CA 40. And how you can help. So far, we're getting support from all across the country. Two mega donors from Connecticut contributed and maxed out today. 3 days ago, Barbara Streisand put some money into the race. So now we're on the radar. Barbara Streisand is in, we're now on the radar. A lot of the unions are gonna weigh in. As I mentioned once before, one of the biggest unions in America, AFSCME, American Federated State, County, and Municipal Employees. They represent 1.4 million union workers. In the primary, they said they're supporting two people only, a guy named Joe Biden and a guy named Joe Kerr. So we're hoping that they weigh in as well. And then the International Association of Firefighters are making this their #1 race. And all of the United States Congress, out of 435 people, there are only 3 people that used to be a union officer or union president. And there's only 1 person that used to be a union firefighter, but there's nobody that ever used to be a union officer in the International Association of Firefighters and the entire US Congress. And I'd be the 4th person that was a union person, but the only one that was a union officer in the entire United States Congress. So we're gonna ride that with the unions that represent 12.5 million Americans. But here's where we're at. We're gonna be competing with Young Kim or excelling past Young Kim starting day 1. We approved our strategy last week. We started our campaign this Monday. We're on the phones all day. Celeste was doing 12-hour days, 7 days a week, so she's gonna probably be asking to be organizing a union in my office here pretty soon. Some rights and some days off. We're gonna be bringing on our army of canvassers in the next 2 months. We're gonna start our campaign early. We're gonna start it aggressive. We're not gonna do the typical California campaign where we wait 2 or 4 weeks before the election and we dump a bunch of money into it. We're gonna be partnering with everybody and anyone we can. I love the fact that we're here tonight. I've seen this organization grow. You're kind of the heart of the district. I think we did our best in Mission Viejo out of every city in the district. I think we outperform every other city in Mission Viejo. I don't know what's resonating, but we want to make sure that the other cities get that message as well. So I'll leave you with this. We win this race because of your enthusiasm. We win this race because of your participation. We win this race because you are here tonight instead of anywhere else that you could be. And this is kind of a litmus test going forward. And we win this race, obviously, with your help. We will be asking, obviously, getting everybody up for contributions. And we'll be asking the Canyon Dems to help out with canvassing. And Luis was nice enough to say, let us know when you're going to be out canvassing, walking and knocking, and we'll let the folks know. And we hope to see you out there in the campaign trail. But I just want to say thank you very much to all of you. I appreciate your support.
And thank you for all the work you're gonna do between now and the first Tuesday following the first Monday in November. The area in blue is Joe's district, and it goes all the way from Yorba Linda south all the way to Mike Levin's district, okay? And it butts up against also Dave Minn's district, the 47. So it covers a lot of territory. Some of that is all the unincorporated and national park and national forest and all of that. But it's still a lot of cities and a lot of work. So we need to give Joe all the help we can give him. And I personally want to say that it's thrilling to have a congressional candidate who can stand up and deliver. Yeah. Okay, so this is our agenda for tonight. You've got it. It's on your table on the back side of that yes/no thing on Young Kim. The way we do it is everything is on the agenda and we vote on it all at once, including the adjournment, which is kind of weird because we're voting to adjourn before we adjourn. I don't think there's anything controversial on there. Here's our treasurer's report. We're doing very well. I think there were a few Joe Kerr people who joined at the last meeting. Yay, Joe, you helped us raise money. You're gonna get some of it back, I know. The board has to make some decisions. We made quite a bit of money on the event and I don't know, oh, it's on next month, we did very well, I'm jumping into the report for fundraising, I'm sorry about that. So there's really nothing controversial here. Okay, does anyone want to pull any item from the consent calendar? Good. If you are a MIG, a member in good standing, that means you are Democrat and have paid your dues. I'd like a motion to adopt the agenda. Okay, Melora, and then seconded by, Ted. All right, all in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Damn, that's how you get it done. Okay, all right, now, where is Marty? I'm Andy. Yo, Andy.
Can I ask all who live in the unincorporated areas to please raise your hand? That's, oh, look at all those people. Okay, good. Suzanne, would you please stand up? All of you people that just raised your hand, this is your focus group lead, Suzanne Dennis. She's taken over Gary's job. And Suzanne is going to be reaching out to you and forming her list of contacts so that she can keep you informed on what's going on at the Board of Supervisors. And so far, she's met with Katrina Boland. And she has witnessed a Board of Supervisors meeting online and was appalled. And so she'll be keeping you informed. I just wanted to introduce her. Make sure you reach out to her at the end of the meeting so she gets your contact information too, so she doesn't have to go through all the trouble of reaching out later. Thank you.
And these focus groups are really important. I mean, last year in Mission Viejo, we raised a big ruckus about city elections, and the city ended up having to pay the attorney who was taking our side over $1 million. So, and the RSM people are making a big ruckus over trying to kick the Boys and Girls Club out of city property, and we hope they're successful. But having these local groups means that we can address those local issues. And it's really important. Okay, so the other focus group leads are up here and you can talk to them and they're going to talk to you. I know Andy sends out regular emails, which are great because I'm in her focus group. Okay, so in my role as working on the field team, I want to talk to you a little bit because I've been getting conflicting messages from members, you know, we ought to be doing this or we ought to be doing that. So I did a lot of reading and listening to the political report and other things like that. And the message that all the experts are putting out is that this is going to be a turnout election. The winner of this election depends on voter turnout and voting, okay? That's the primary focus for 2024. It is less about persuasion. Why? Because there are so few people that are undecided, you know? And also, we have the advantage as Democrats that all the things that we would be persuading them about, they already agree with us.
Yeah.
You know, they already agree on reproductive rights, gun control, climate change, protecting schools from right-wing attacks, and protecting democracy. We don't need to convince them of that. What we need to do is contact them multiple times to convince them that voting is absolutely critical. Okay? The national and the congressional campaigns like Joe Kerr's will be all over media and mailboxes. Remember what your mailbox looked like? It was like it coughed paper on it before the primary. So we don't need to be putting stuff in people's mailboxes. That's going to be taken care of by the Biden campaign, by the congressional campaigns, by the state, right, US Senate campaign. We don't need to do that. Okay, what our club is going to be doing, we'll be dropping off flyers, texting, setting up Democratic tables at events, and contacting neighbors. This last thing sounds so simple, but it is so powerful. When you say to a neighbor, boy, I'm listening to the news, we all got to go vote. I'm going to vote. Okay. That reinforces the message about how critical voting is this year. You want to get out of the mess we're in, go vote. You don't like what they're doing about this, go vote. Rather than getting tangled up in arguments about this bill, that bill, you know, you want to solve the problem, go vote. That's the message. So we're going to be asking you to, right now, commit that every time you're standing out there by the trash cans, you know, in the morning, or, you know, raking up the leaves or whatever it is, and the neighbors come by, get that dig in about voting. I don't care how you do it, okay? But you need, you know, you're in the grocery line and people are complaining about something. Oh, we all should go vote. Oh, yeah, go vote. Okay? Just keep doing it because it will multiply many times. Okay, local races are important, and this is our patch. This is our business. We know Democrats can get elected in our area. We've got Barbara Schulman. Where are you, Barbara? There she is. Okay. Out of that board. Dan Walsh got elected for the first time at the same election, and then we elected Cynthia Vasquez in Michigan. So we can do it. We must elect Democrats to city council, school boards, and water boards because that becomes the bench for potential candidates for higher office. And it also means that we don't end up with a situation like they have in Huntington Beach, where if you're a Democrat, you almost need a passport to get in the damn in the city, you know, because they're banning books and they're doing all kinds of stupid things, pulling down gay pride flags, etc. Okay, we don't want that happening. So we have to convince our supporters to vote all the way down the ballot. So there's this thing called ballot drop-off, where people vote for Joe Biden and maybe they vote for Adam Schiff, and then they're tired. You know, they've done their bit. Okay, it's so hard to turn the page. I know. Okay, so you may notice something really interesting. When we put out a list of who you vote for, we start with the local races. We start with the city council. We start with the school board. And poor Cindy did it. I had sent it to her, set up that way, and she reversed it. And I go, no. Yeah. And she goes, why do you do that? That's backwards. And I said, why? Because they'll go look for that person on the ballot. You know, by setting it up that way, we force people to vote in those local elections. At least we try best we can. Okay, so there are a lot of local races, and we can win them. We know how to do it. The problem right now is we don't have candidates. Okay, we don't have one single water board candidate that we can support. We maybe have a candidate, maybe two in local school districts. We know that Susie Schwartz is going to run for re-election, but there's open seats. So we need to figure out who those candidates are going to be. And of course, we can't vote in Mission Viejo this time because one of the last things the crazy Mission Viejo old school city council members did was put off any election until 2026 because they are scared to death of us. Okay. But we have city council races in other cities. So here's something you can do. Find candidates, you know. I was asked tonight when we're going to know who we're endorsing. Well, we can't endorse anybody if nobody signs up. And that's the situation we're in many of these areas. So, and guess what? You go on these water boards, they pay you. You get paid and you get some benefits, okay? So think about it. And you know what? If you say, but I have no experience, no problem. Okay, no problem. We'll get you all filled in what you need to know, okay? And we'll help you get elected. But, you know, we don't have a Xerox machine that churns out candidates. So you gotta help us. If everybody in here, think of somebody you know, and if you don't want to ask them, it's okay. You can just email me, chair@canyondems.org. I will ask, okay? And I'm good. Okay, so the other thing we need you to do is we need your help to distribute these postcards. So these postcards are all written. And there's an example of one right here that was written at my kitchen table by my sister. Although she signed it J-O-E when she's really J-O to put off any of the right wingers. Anywho, we're going to be distributing these postcards to Democrats who voted in the March primary. Those people, we really need to thank them for voting in that primary, and we need to let them know we noticed it, because then they know, oh, people know that I voted, you know, oh, yeah. So this is really easy. You get a list of 50 of these addresses. They're going to be in our high-value precincts, and you can distribute them any time of the day or night, because you're not knocking on the door, you're not putting them in the mailbox, you just slip them in the door handle or somehow get them near the door, okay? And so you can sign up, as you see on the agenda, it gives you the mobilized address, but I know that's been hard for some people, so I have a clipboard, okay? And I'm gonna start it passing around, and there are extra pages, so if it doesn't get to your table and you wanna sign up, you can come and grab one of the other extra pages. Please sign up and somebody will bring you the cards, bring you the map, bring you the addresses, and you just do it whenever you want to do it. And I'm going to give it to Walt because I know he's going to do it. Okay. All right. So I hope I've convinced you this is a worthy effort. Okay. So how many of you are going to volunteer? Put your hand up. Oh, yay. That'll cover it. That'll do it. Thank you. And I see hands that know their precincts really well. Okay, Anne. Give them outlets.
Okay, so as of tonight, we have 338 new and renewed members, which is 71% of who joined last year. So we still have a few to go. We have a phone tree that is just ending up this week that we did for 3 weeks. And we called 200 and some people, hopefully through that. And thank you to the 17 people who signed up to take part in that phone tree. I really appreciate your calling. And hopefully, through that, we will get more renewals. Our next step, Louise is gonna send out a renewal letter personally to them and make them feel really bad about not joining again. So, we're kind of on a roll, hopefully. All right. Is there another slide?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not doing my job.
That's all right. Okay, and thank you. We've already loaded up 2 whole cars tonight with things you have donated. And, for tonight, for Laura's house, so thank you. We have enough out there probably for a 3rd car. Next month, we're donating to Wise Place, which is a nonprofit in Orange County that leads, the effort to end homelessness for unaccompanied women, most of whom have been from an abuse situation. So they can use towels, blankets, comforters, and personal supplies. So if you could bring those next month, we would appreciate it. This is our way of our club letting the community know that we stand behind the values that we aspire to. Okay? Okay. And I don't remember, quite a few years ago, we had a pancake breakfast here, 2018, okay? And it was very successful. We got a lot of new people joining and new people involved. So we're going to have another pancake breakfast. I just at this point want you to save the date. It is Saturday, May 18th, probably from the 9 to 11, the actual breakfast hours. We will need all kinds of workers to flip, to set the tables, to serve, and it should be a fun day. And we're hoping to get maybe some younger people here involved. We're going to have it basically, so kids can come too. And it's going to be kind of, remember when we did the little activity last November where all of you sat at the tables and brainstormed? And I think everybody was really happy with that. We're going to kind of do a similar thing also that day where we're going to ask the people that are there to kind of brainstorm and give us their ideas. And, if they have some creative or new ways of things that we can approach and maybe a different way. Sometimes you get inside this little box and a little bubble and it's hard for you to break out of that. I think lots of times it's nice to listen to new ideas. You thought, oh, I never thought of doing it that way. So we're gonna do a little kind of brainstorming activity, that day with the people that are there. So, we're hoping that all of you can come, and a lot of you, I'll be sending out an email probably in a couple of weeks, with an organizing meeting, asking you to come, and if you would like to participate, okay? So, pardon?
Is it here?
Yes, it's gonna be here at the Norman P. Murray Center, yeah, okay. All right, thank you.
It's gonna be in the big room with the stage. Yeah, this really helped us recruit a lot of new people. Sometimes we have events or we go to events and we say, oh, look, it's all the same people we know are already here. So this gives us a chance to break out and see some new people. And by the way, all those cards you're gonna be distributing have a little notice on it inviting the people to the breakfast. Let me show you. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, see right there? Pancake breakfast, free, and where to sign up.
Okay.
Okay, so that sticker will go on all the cards because they've already been written, okay? So, all right, so that way we get more people coming to the pancake breakfast, all right? Yay. Okay, Marty.
I'll stay here so I can.
Hello, Dems. Oh, how are you? You got a shaker shaking. There you go. There we go. There we go. All right.
No, we're passing out some chocolate.
Okay, we're passing out some chocolates. We're not gonna let St. Patrick's Day go by without celebrating it. Everybody's a little bit Irish in March. There we go. Okay, so first thing we want to do is thank our sustaining donors. Our sustaining donors are people who are able to give a little bit extra beyond what they pay for their dues. It could be an extra $1 a month, or you could write us a check for $1,000, however you want to do it. So far, our 62 sustaining donors have raised $4,103 just this year. So yay, 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 yay. We really appreciate it. Where do we
Oh, I'm sorry.
hit the button?
Got busy.
Yeah. I know. Okay, we're gonna do our ice cream social again. We're gonna find a month when it's good. We're gonna keep trying all the months until we find the one that works the best. We've had it when it was too hot. We've had it when it was too cold. Anyway, this time we're trying June. So June 9th, we are gonna have our annual ice cream social. And we hope that you will just save the date. We'll let you know more about it. It's gonna be here. We've already figured out it right out on the patio. And
Saturday?
it is a Saturday, right? Yes, it's a Saturday. Is it a Saturday? It's a Sunday, okay. Sunday. Okay, so that, and then on September 9th. On September 6th. One of them was 6-9 and the other was 9-6, and I just got them. Okay, we're gonna do a candidates event, much like the ones that we've done in the past. We've done them before as soon as the primary was over, sort of a kickoff event. This year, we thought we would do it once, we're getting close to when ballots drop, so that we can get people to understand that these are the people that you need to vote for, and maybe give them a little extra push to get out the vote. So that's our plan for that. And again, you know, all the money that we raise goes to candidates. So the more you help us, the more we can help them. And then next month, we're gonna do pizza salad and a soft drink for $10. People seem to like it if we feed them before the meeting, so it works for us and it works for you. Okay, then one other quick thing. This is our program from our O'Neill brunch that we held in December, our annual one, and we have some extras. A lot of the people who are members of our club have bought advertising, and we'd like you to take one of these if you feel like it, just so you'll know who the advertisers are, so you can give them your business. We think it's important that we support our members who are supporting us. And now, Laura,
Okay, they're back, by, Dina, raise your hand. They're back there by Dina.
yeah, they're right there on, as you leave.
Okay.
Oh, and thank you again for Change. We're not gonna do it every month. We're gonna do it once a quarter, but thank you so much for everybody who brings their extra change. We will let you know via the newsletter when we're gonna do it. And now Melora's gonna put on her Ursula hat.
So now this is the serious part of the presentation, so hang on. Okay, so I also need my team to start making their way up here. So we really felt like, we spent a lot of time asking you all for money, and we really felt like we wanted to make sure you all know how much we really appreciate it. You guys, yeah, you guys are here on it. So I would like to, what I'm gonna do is you're all gonna get a little bit of exercise, okay? Not a lot, but, so we're doing some acknowledgements here. So what we need you all to do is when we name your category here of donors, we have donors.
Donors are
Donors, that was French. We'd like you to stand and we want you to keep standing, okay? So the first group is, if you have ever won a 50-50 raffle or a opportunity drawing here at the meetings, if you've ever won one, please stand up. We have some winners here, so please stand, thank you, yeah, and keep standing. If you have ever won any drawing, an auction item, whatever, at a meeting or an event, please stand. So if you've won an auction item, if you won a 50-50 raffle, if you've won an opportunity drawing, please stand and keep standing at an event or a meeting. Very good. If you have donated to our wine to our wine wall, if you've made a donation of wine to our wine wall, please stand and keep standing. Very good. If you have ever donated any auction item or an individual item or a basket for our auctions, please stand up. If you've made a donation of things, and we've got a lot of people out there. If you have ever purchased pizza or chili before one of our meetings, who's ate pizza or chili? Please stand up. I want you to stand up and keep standing. Thank you. Okay, if you have ever purchased a ticket for any of our fundraising activities, if you have bought a ticket and come to our any of the pizza parties, we already did that, but the ice cream social, if you have participated in that, please stand. Not a tickets, please stand up and keep standing. Please do that. Okay. The holiday brunch, the fiesta we just had, Halloween party, any of those things. If you are a sustaining donor and you're not already standing, please stand and keep standing. We really appreciate that. If you're a sustaining donor. Okay, if you are a dues paying member of our club, please stand. If you're a dues paying member, and you thought you weren't gonna have to stand up. And finally, if you are a guest tonight, if you're a guest tonight, we want you to stand up because we have hope for you. I want you to please keep standing, okay? Really quickly, please keep standing. We cannot thank you enough for all you have done, both individually and collectively. Each and every little thing or big thing, little amount of money, big amount of money, is important and it moves us forward. A special shout out to our fundraising team. And this is these yahoos up here that tolerate my ridiculousness. For not only all their hard work, their creativity, their imagination, but they donate a lot of items throughout the year, and they do it without being asked and without asking for any credit. So that's exceptional, and I want to count that out. Okay, so we are hopeful. This is every year, it's a very important election, but we really feel like we're the defenders of democracy right now. So this is an important election. So we're hoping that you understand how much we appreciate you and how much we need you, because we're going to be giving you lots of opportunities, fun opportunities to separate you from your money the rest of the year. So, but I can't thank you enough. And where's all my team? And let's hear it for yourselves, okay? Whatever makes you stronger, right? Okay, we're getting stronger. Thanks, everybody. Thank you. And thanks for my helpers in the audience. Oh, wait, I need to take Louise back. Meeting's over, you go home.
Just keep playing Kelly Clarkson. There you go. So let's give that group another round of applause. Okay, and now something more serious. Okay, so Barbara, you're gonna come and do the introduction?
I just first want to say next month, so I realize demand action support. And so I will be around for a little bit if anyone has any questions. I strongly suggest that everyone take a look at their upcoming city council meeting agendas and just to keep an eye on things, because that's always very helpful.
Okay, one suggestion that I can think of off the top of my head is that you ought to look into a website called mobilize.us, because that is a good way to tap into volunteers from all the groups that are on Mobilize, so. Okay, anything else for the good and welfare tonight?
I see one thing.
Yes,
Okay, there is an event at 3 o'clock in Anaheim Hills. I sent the e-board the information for Dave Min.
right,
It costs, but I believe people can get in for whatever they can pay or even free.
right, right.
So those who wish to come, I guess Louise has it down and e-board does, please come.
Right. Okay. Lots of things are gonna start happening, so we try to get as much as we can up on the new e-newsletter that you get, and comes out either every week or every other week, okay? Are there any other announcements? Has the great write-in already happened? Great, we got that done. Okay, anything else? Yes,
Yeah, on April 13th.
they can. I'm sorry, I'm
That's
looking
okay.
into the camera.
No problem.
On Saturday, April 13th, we're gonna be having a booth in front of Ralph's in Mission Viejo, Portola Plaza, and be promoting Earth Day and selling plants and a few other items. And the proceeds go to the club, which goes to candidates. So if you're not busy or you're out shopping, stop by.
Thank you, Patty.
That's also a great thing to bring, friends and relatives to here. Here, somebody handed this.
So I forgot to mention that Mission Viejo, through the Mission Viejo Diversity and Inclusion Task Force on June 8th to Saturday, we're going to be having a Pride event. And so it's going to be. I'm very excited about that. And it's going to be over here at the Pataki Center. It's going to be from 11 to 2 p.m. We are looking for sponsors and donations, by the way. I can send that link to Louise so that anyone that's interested, whether you want to donate or participate or sponsor or just attend, anything's appreciated.
So, how would the the rest of the Mission Viejo City Council feel if our club wanted to co-sponsor?
Well,
Well.
We're trying to make sure that it's not political in any way.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Like, gay issues are not political, right? Yeah. Until you want to have some rights, it's when they're taking them away that we don't want politics. Oh, it pisses me off. Okay. I hope you all have a good night. It was fun, thank you.